Hello, today we're going to show you how to get the hood up and down on an XK140 OTS. The process is very similar to that of a 120 OTS and 150 OTS.
To start, ensure that the cabin area is clear of anything that could damage the trim, and then tilt the seats forward. You might want to put a cover over the paintwork behind the seats to protect it. Next, you tilt the hood frame forward. Then lift the hood up and out of the cabin and rest it on the bodywork behind the seats. From here, you unfold the concertina front section of the hood. Once this is unfolded, you can tilt the frame forward so that it sits on the top of the screen, but do not clamp it on yet. You now need to hook the bow at the rear edge of the hood into the teardrops at the rear. Be careful doing this, as you can damage the paint if you don't get these parts lined up properly. Here's a close-up showing the bow being hooked into the teardrops. With the rear hood bow in place, you can now do up the poppers either side of the hood, which hold it on at the rear. Here's a close-up of the poppers being put on. These should be lift the dots, as shown here, but sometimes there'll be more traditional poppers or all sorts of different fixings. With the rear edge of the hood secured, you can now go to clamp down the screen. At this point, if you want to, you can tilt the seats back, but that's not essential. It is important to ensure the channel at the front edge of the hood is lined up over the screen chromes, as you can damage it if not. Make sure that all your clamps are lined up. We like to start by getting the two clamps on the outside done up first, and then do the centre clamp. All XKs are different, so you may find that it's easier to clamp your hood down in a certain order. With the hood up, you can fit your side screens. With your seats forward, you can slide the side screens out from their shelf where they sit behind the hood. You can then slot the side screens into place. Usually, it's best to slot the front bracket in first and then bring the rear one down into place. Finally, you tighten up the two nail bolts that hold the screen in place and shut the door. It is worth ensuring at this point that the hood is on the outside of the screen, otherwise you may get water ingress coming through. And here you have it, the hood and side screens up and fitted on an XK140 OTS. Now it's time to take it down again. The process is pretty much the same in reverse, but we'll walk you through it here. It's worth noting at this point, for those uninitiated, to get into an OTS when the side screens are fitted, you lift this flap, put your arm through and reach in for the handle strap, as shown here. The first step in taking the hood down is to remove the side screens. To do this, you simply slacken off the bolts and remove the side screens in reverse of how you fitted them. Don't forget to tighten up the bolts again, as they can catch on the seats if they are undone or fall out. The side screens can then be stowed on the shelf behind the seats. To take the hood down, you follow the same process as putting it up in reverse. First, you unclamp the front of the screen and release the tension from there. You can then undo the fixings at the rear, be them poppers or lift the dots, and then slide the rear hood bow out of the teardrops. With all the tension and fixings released from the hood, you can now fold it back. Simply tip it backwards towards the rear of the car and then allow it to concertina down. With the hood folded up, you can now tip the whole frame forward onto the back of the seats. Make sure everything is folded down and tucked in, and then fold the frame back into the car above the battery box. It helps to lay the rear hood bow in place first. With the hood back in place, simply fold your seats back into position.
Thank you for watching, and if you like what we do, please either click the like button or subscribe to our channel.